And we are here for you. Episode 100!
What up, Deuce?
I'll be embarrassing my good friend here, Punk. You know, but this is our 100th episode. We appreciate everybody that watch us, support us, everybody that's came onto the podcast. We appreciate all of it. We got some good topics here for you, but who do we have in the booth today? My boy Punk. What up, man?
What up, Deuce?
How you feeling, bro?
I'm smooth. Chilling.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Happy 100th episode. Appreciate
man,
you.
Appreciate you.
What up? Long time no see. What up?
Nothing. What's going on?
Not much. Appreciate you coming on. And then we got Alicia back. Alicia, what up? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm here. You know, it's a good day. Let's do it.
Hey, let's turn up, man. Also, is it anybody? Oh, we could go. Do y'all want to go right into the Karmelo Anthony thing, or we want to start off lighthearted, or what? How y'all feel today?
We was already talking about it.
We already talked about
it. All right. Carmelo Anthony released from prison. They're saying that the question I wanted to know, do we think it was a self-defense? He got into an altercation with another student, and that student did pass away, did die. So, and there's a lot of outrage about this situation. Do anybody want to take it from there, or y'all want me to elaborate more? All right. So, with that said, that being said, so the long story short, high school kid goes to a football game, and apparently he's at the opponent's tailgate, hanging out with some other students, and is approached by another student. And from Carmelo Anthony's side, allegedly they started bullying him, tried to take his phone, cussing at him, and Carmelo Anthony says something of the sort, put your hands on me again and see what's going to happen. I guess the young man didn't take that seriously, and he ended up losing his life. But it is a big outrage right now because Carmelo Anthony did get released from prison, and a lot of people are upset about him getting released, and upset about let's be honest, the black community raising a bunch of money for him to help him get released. So with that little bit more of an explanation, my cast here, take it away. Punk, what you got?
I mean, I don't really see that.
Do you believe in self-defense?
I don't know. I don't feel like I got enough details, but I mean, once you tell somebody don't touch me or something gonna happen to you, you kind of gave them a warning. Like at that point, if they touch you, yeah, self-defense. But I don't feel like I really got enough details behind everything that was going on. As far as the donations, like I don't see the issue. Like people support the causes they want to support. They don't want to see him locked up in jail, because they probably know this is a black-white thing. Him in jail, you don't know what's going to happen to him in there. So if people wanted to raise money to get him out of there, what's the problem with it?
It's giving off, it's okay when we do it, but we get mad when you do it. That's what it's giving. Alicia, you want to discuss anything about this? What's your opinion?
I can only give opinion on the things that I do know so far. We do know that this case is ongoing and stuff is still coming out. People are still coming out. I'm sure there's going to be more witnesses. So I can only just make an informed, slightly informed opinion. But I think that if someone is bullying you for no reason, you have the right to defend yourself. Do I think that it should go straight to that length? No, but how deep was this bullying? Like, we don't know what was the extent of how deep was he being bullied. My big thing is, this is a track meet. Where are the coaches when this bullying, when this whole scenario is taking place? Where are the coaches? Where are the parents? Where is everybody around the adults that were in charge of keeping these kids safe and making sure that this didn't go so far left? I think that's an issue for me, that no adults are coming in taking any accountability in this situation. I also think that we do need to learn how to de-escalate. Not to say that he's wrong, but when it got too bad, everything. And I tell this to my kids. Every action don't need so much of a reaction. Like sometimes you gotta go tell the other person because you might be at the short end of the stick in this, and which he is right now because if he was getting bullied, he's the one in jail now. Everybody really loses. He's in jail. He's fighting the case. His family's stressed out with this. The boy is deceased now. The family of him, they have to deal with this as well. So I just think nobody wins in this scenario. And then as far as them raising money, I don't think there's an issue with the money being raised. Anybody who has an issue, I needed that. Don't be selectively outraged. So when the money was risen for Kyle Rittenhouse, nobody cared. George Zimmerman, nobody cared. So when all these non-people of color, when they commit crimes and money is raised, nobody bats an eye. So we cannot be selectively outraged if people want to support someone who looks like them and give them a fair chance. Nobody's saying he's innocent or not. They're raising money to give him a fair chance at good lawyers to actually make sure he's represented correctly, and I don't think that that's unfair. These are kids still. These are teenagers.
According to the law, you innocent until proven guilty. So technically, he is innocent. According to the law.
According to the law, but he did tell them that he did. He did admit to it, so he admitted guilt. So in that sense, but he still deserves the defense and all that stuff. But yeah, he did admit it. So.
He admitted self-defense.
Right, but he still did self-defense. Yeah, self-defense ended in the guy being unalived. But yeah, true. I agree with what they said.
Yeah. Just being outraged because people raising money, and they raise money for some ridiculous people out here, some disgusting people out here, murderers, racists. They raise money for all of those people, and I just want to say that this young man was on the honor roll. He never had any issues. Looked like he was having a bright future ahead of him. Punch chitter chattering. So let's see if he wants to talk on the mic. What were you saying?
Nothing. I said presidents. We raise money for presidents.
Presidents as well. That's a great point. Great point. So, go ahead.
Not necessarily he's a felon. That's crazy.
They also said that the family has been receiving a lot of death threats, which I think is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
You threaten these people's family for defending their child, regardless, right or wrong, black or white. When it's your child, you're gonna defend your child regardless. So why are we threatening the family?
If the table was turned, they would be defending their child.
And the way the family getting death threats, what you think was gonna happen to that boy in jail?
Yeah, that's true.
They was gonna hurt him.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think about that part. A very unfortunate situation. And of course, we don't have the details. Nobody has the details. So all we can do is speculate. So I know y'all going to be in the comments. Oh, y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
So don't.
Neither do you. And neither do you.
Neither do you. Shut y'all ass up. Okay, anyways. All right. We ain't going to beat that one down. We ain't going to beat that one down too much. All right, so... Have you seen how China's been trolling us over these past couple of weeks here? They've been trolling the fuck out of us, man.
Chanel bags and stuff.
Talking about everything.
Everything.
All
the
of
$6
the
Lululemon leggings. Yeah.
Why we acting like we ain't know this stuff don't cost what we pay for it? We knew that already, didn't we?
Yeah.
But did we know how much these items have been marked up?
Yes.
We did.
We did.
We knew they said Air Force Ones only cost $20 to make. We've been to it. I think that people think that they are fakes. People see when people buy replicas, they think they're fakes. And I think that the shocking part is that the stuff that y'all are calling fake. Y'all remember back in the 90s when people wore fake stuff, it was obviously fake.
Yeah.
This is not that anymore. These are not fakes. They're literally
one-to-one dupes.
Dupes. Like they're replicas. The only difference is it might not have the made in Italy on it because it's coming from the same factory. So these are not like those Chinese store replicas. And I think that the outrage is coming from the people who really spend the big money on it. You aren't exclusive anymore because everybody has the access to get exactly what you're getting at a fraction of the price.
They already done had it. You just was talking about them for having it.
Yeah, you had the same thing that they had, but you just, But I think to each his own.
Yeah, I don't care what people spend their money on. Go spend $50,000 on a bag. If you got it and you want to, shit, I love it. Do your thing. It don't make me no difference.
But the luxury items give people the impression of elitism, if I'm saying the word right.
Yep,
of feeling a little bit above class because they own these items. So it's leveling the playing field. And even the people now I'm seeing are saying, oh, I would never. If I can't afford the real thing, I'll save up and wait for it. I'll save up and wait for it.
People, I'm still going to buy the real thing. Like, I'm still, okay, we'll go to the store.
I think that you should, but I just don't understand the being mad at the people who don't. Let people shop in their budget. You mad because they got on something that looks like what you got on. And then
they spent $20 and you spent $1,400 or $3,000. Like, yeah.
And I think if you go out of your way to like walk up on somebody and try to clock them on their items being fake, you're real miserable. You real miserable. You are really miserable. And not me, because I don't really buy that stuff. But if you walk up on a person and they got on a Louis bag and you like, that stitch is a little off, you a hater a little bit.
Like, why you watching my stitching like that?
Yeah, more than a little bit.
You a hater. But did y'all see China is saying that, I just saw this yesterday, that they can send you a whole built house for $20,000 to America and set it up for you?
I didn't see that.
Y'all didn't see that?
No.
It's not just. It's not just clothes.
I did see that.
They've been trolling. They're showing these whole like houses, like a whole built up house that they can have shipped to you, and they have their people here in America who will come put it on your land and build the whole entire house for $20,000. So they're saying that we can take the entire American dollar if we wanted to. And then did y'all see the one where the guy was like, "This is my house. What's made in America in this house? I'm Chinese." He said, "Nothing. What in your house is made out of China?" I was like, dang. So if China decided to pull out and say, we're not supplying America with nothing else, we would be really, really messed up.
What you think, Pop? You look like you don't agree with that.
I don't think we'll be really messed up. I just think we'll have to do the shit that we don't want to do, which is utilize all our resources. We rather utilize other people's resources than our own. But we'll just have to use our own shit.
But would we?
If we don't have a choice, yeah, what else we gonna do?
You know what the cost of American-made products is going to be versus Chinese-made products? Because the reason that they source from China is because the stuff is cheap. They can get it for cheap. If honestly, you think that Louis Vuitton and all these places wouldn't source the stuff in America if it made sense to do that, to make it here in-house? They get it from over there for a reason. So it's going to make everything is going to be 10 times more expensive once it's American-made.
Yeah.
Some we gonna have to deal with.
Gonna have to deal with.
They were saying our workers are lazy and unskilled.
Yeah, because we don't want to be there from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. the next day.
I like how I like the troll. It was funny. And then I like how they even talk about basic products like detergent pod, laundry detergent pod. You know, they show you how to buy it from them. They show you how to go to the website, how to purchase it straight from them. I think the troll is just hilarious to, Donald Trump and all his tariffs. It's like they saying like even if with 100% tariff, you still gonna end up cheaper buying it directly from there, directly from them in China. So I think this shit hilarious. I was rolling going down TikTok. People like, where can we get our furniture from? All of a sudden, I see a Chinese furniture company.
Y'all see the furniture in a box? Like you could get a whole sectional vacuum sealed in plastic, and when you take it out the plastic, it pop up.
I did see
like
that.
A mattress.
It took a couple of days of fully.
You sit the mattress there and you let it sit for a couple of days, and then
I've seen the mattress.
Not a mattress, a couch.
I haven't seen the couch.
A full couch. You take it out the box and you let it sit for a few days, and it inflates itself into a full couch.
I vacuum the shit out of that.
What happens if you need to return it though?
Yeah,
how is the durability of it? Because it can't so there's not any like wood. It's just
springs.
Like all that, probably not even springs. I feel like the springs would probably come through. It's probably all that like styrofoam. Because I bought a beanbag off of TikTok Shop, and it came with like the inside, and it was like vacuum sealed, but it was all just like the little styrofoam pieces though.
I would want a styrofoam couch.
Yeah.
What happened when you opened it?
It started to expand.
Well, that's probably the same material as those couches.
The same thing, yeah. It started to expand. It took about like a half a day for it to fully expand.
Well, if y'all
still got it,
see me with a house.
How long ago you bought it?
You see,
like over a year ago.
Y'all see me pop out with a new house. Don't say I tell y'all I ordered my house from China.
You better make sure that motherfucker is
sturdy. Look, I put this house together as soon as it rains.
I'm going to get a discount ordering them both.
I'm saying, as soon as it rains, my house fly away.
Oh man. So just to bounce off of this trade war stuff, like, is it time for a revolution or what? Are we still just gonna let America just bleed us dry? What's going on? What y'all think? It's time for a revolution or we ain't there yet?
Will we stick it through though? Because even with the, I feel like we make a plan and then we don't follow through. Like the no shopping at Target, the no shopping on Amazon is like.
But that's still going on.
Right, it is. But I'm saying, but people are still shopping at Target. You know what I'm saying? Black people are still shopping at Target.
Well, you know it's not gonna be everybody, but they saying that Target stock is dropping.
Yeah. But imagine if we just all did it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you know what I'm saying. I guess majority of people are doing it. But I just meant if we all just kind of like stuck together, because I ain't shopped in Target since like Christmas, and
I ain't never been a Target shopper, so
they said Amazon too.
Yeah, Amazon.
Yeah.
Nah,
they said Amazon is
Amazon.
You know what? I'm gonna be one of the people that say that I have been to Target a couple times because the stuff I be at Target don't be at Walmart. Walmart be having some ghetto activities going on. So every once in a while, I've been to Target.
We ain't supposed to be shopping at Walmart either.
No, but you know what, y'all? I have this.
We ain't supposed to shop, basically.
We gotta figure it out.
Wow.
We gotta figure it out.
I be having this fear that when I'm in Target, I don't know if y'all been seeing on TikTok, they be walking up on the black people with a camera talking about, what are you doing in here? Aren't you black?
I've seen those videos.
I be trying to.
I've seen those videos.
Y'all haven't seen that? There are black people that are sitting in Target waiting to see black people. And recording them and putting them on TikTok. What are you doing in here? Do you know about the Target, whatever they calling it, boycott? Yeah. Why are you in here? And then they put the camera in your face, put the mic in your face.
They gonna shame you.
So it's like I be so scared to be in Target. I'm like, oh, please don't let nobody bust out with no camera. Ask me why my black ass in here.
Doing the same thing
Just do a pickup on it. You gotta do it, Curbs. I don't spend a lot of money in Target, but my retinol they don't sell it nowhere. They don't sell my retinol nowhere else. So sorry, y'all. I'm down for the cause though, kinda.
Yeah, I love the premise of it and showing how powerful the black dollar is, you know, and we need to find out how to utilize this strategy to change some of the politics in our country. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we showing our power and showing what we can do as far as holding our money to ourselves. Now we need to start investing into ourselves. Did you all see that thing about on 75th? How they're gonna have a whole bunch of black businesses over there, and they want everybody to come shop over there.
That was going on today.
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they bought like a big I don't know if it's an apartment complex, but they got a lot of businesses over there, and they're just trying to get black people to keep the black dollar into the community. So I think like boycotts like this show that, hey, we can become organized and get together. So we need to find some ways to use this and to make our lives better in this country, honestly. But anyways, moving on. Next topic here. Now, Alicia, I know you don't do the relationship content no more, but I'm gonna need you to go ahead.
We can do it. Let's
stick
do
it
it
out one time.
I do whatever the show I'm on is about. So let's do it. Whatever we talk about, we talking about it.
Okay, appreciate you. So, the pop the balloon challenges. Okay, I'm seeing grown folks. I'm seeing 50-year-olds over here. They got a line up with 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds out here. Is this pop the balloon challenge? Is this like a demeaning thing, or is this like just like a fun thing that people are using to get to meet new people?
The shit is like speed dating. Like, you know, it's not like it's something that's really new. It's just different and how we do shit now. And then everything is on social media. It's only demeaning if the people want to get on there and act stupid. You know, like people really can't go on there.
Somebody got married on there.
That's
So,
lit.
you know,
That's
like you can't meet somebody like, oh, we got things in common, whatever, and shit can, you know, because you probably would have never bumped into that person nowhere else, or just randomly walking around. So it's just about the people and how they take it and what they, you know, trying to do with it. What was their motive when they went on there?
How you feel, Alicia?
I think it's just fun. I think it's content, and I think that I don't like the narrative that fun should stop at a certain age. So a lot of times the show gets criticized because we see older people on there, but social media is for everyone. So everyone gets to participate. Yeah, 80-year-olds on social media. What I don't like with the Popular Balloon is that it's a black creator who started it, and they've taken it over to Netflix. Mm-hmm. We could have left Netflix. Y'all could have left it alone. We didn't ask for that. Y'all took it. It was cheesy. I watched it. It was very.
I've never watched it.
It's only like one episode or two episodes, but it's very new. They took it. They didn't keep the original girl on there. They put the girl from Insecure on there. I don't remember her name, but I think it's Yvonne. But they put her on there, and I feel like they made it very cheesy and whitewashed and corny.
Scripted.
It gives scripted, and it's just not as authentic. I think that we need to start leaving creators' ideas with the creators. But I am appreciative that they kept the original girl involved, and I'm sure she got some type of... Okay. She's not on the show, but like on the first episode, she introduces the new host. Okay. So I'm sure she got some type of coins for her idea. She got some type of bag. She got something, but I just don't like when these networks come and take the authenticity out of the creator. So that could have been left alone. It could have stayed as a YouTube show. We didn't ask for that. So, but I think anybody should be able to create content. There's no age limit on that.
Everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves a chance to start over. And if that's what it is, and it, like you said, it could just be something completely fun, just something to do. Like, I've always said I wanted to go speed dating, so I egg my sister-in-law all the time, like, hey, let's go speed dating, because I can't experience it, but I could go with you to I just like to be I'm not speed dating, but she's speed dating. If that makes sense, so I'm like experiencing it through her. But I'm not speed dating through her.
You gonna be the sidekick on the
right? Just like follow her, right? I'm speed dating. Like, hey, this is my sister-in-law. She's great. Like, so tell me something about yourself. But like, I don't know. I just always thought the concept of speed dating was cool. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree too. Like, we try to like Lisha said, like you can have fun at any age. Like. I love seeing the pop the balloon. That shit is entertaining as hell. It's good to see, like, what people think, and it's very surface level, kind of, just the reason why people pop the balloon on other people. But I think it's in all good fun. It's definitely a fad, though. It won't be going on for much longer. Definitely when it starts getting to Netflix, and like you said, it's getting all whitewashed. But I like the concept. I actually was thinking when it first came out, I was thinking like we should do one of those, but I'm like I don't want to deal with that many people. That's a lot of people to be dealing with at one time, trying to organize and people going crazy, snapping on each other.
I think Skinbone just did one and they were fighting at his.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
it was a big fight at his his Pop the Balloon or 20 versus 1 or something like that. So that stuff is not easy to organize.
Nah, I'm good on that. You good over there, Punk? I'm straight.
I'm good.
Yeah. We gonna stay right this little lane here, man. Punk, in your opinion, what is a top tier man or a? We ain't even gonna say the other word. What's a top tier man in your opinion?
What was the other word?
High value phrase. Let me give a little soliloquy while you think about that. Like kind of how we was talking about earlier, how like the relationship space is kind of saturated and kind of played out. When it comes to this question, what made me think about it is I was watching like a podcast clip, and it's one of those red pill guys, and saying how he's a high value man because of 6 feet and 100,000 and all of this blah blah blah, and it's just like so it's turned to like so corny to where men just think they have to accomplish A, B, and C. And then, okay, I'm in the club of being high value or a top tier man, and like that don't even sound realistic to me. So that's just where my head was with it. Punk, it's your turn right now. What's
the question behind it? Like, what's a high value?
What do you feel like is a top tier man?
I feel like a top tier man is whatever that woman decides is top tier for her. She the one who has to deal with that man. She the one who, it's about what quality she look for. So when we just put this thing like 100,000, emotionally intelligent, dark, 6 feet, whatever you want to say, like it's really up to the person at the end of the day, because they got to choose that. They might not look for 100,000 and 6'4", so you ain't top tier to them. They might want somebody that can have a conversation with them, that's affectionate, that do little shit that you ain't gonna think about doing. But that's up to the person.
He is here today. He is here. Yes, 100th episode. B-Chat, what's a top tier man to you?
One that's not gonna get on my nerves.
But that clip you talking about, I'm top tier. That's all.
Oh my god. Anyway, I feel like Punk said, like somebody that's emotionally intelligent, somebody that's gonna pray for me, not only for me, but with me, somebody that's gonna motivate me, a protector, a provider. You know what I'm saying? Like in those senses of like whatever we need to get done. Like there's no necessarily like set roles. Like we just kind of bounce off of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, it just depends on like what you're looking for. And I guess for me at least, just somebody that's going to be that can communicate effectively. somebody's gonna listen to me, and not only that, but like deal with my brattiness, because I can't sometimes with my husband. I can't sometimes be a brat. You know, it's just things that just make me feel like I'm being, like I'm heard, like I'm seen, things like that. You know, just a lot of different things.
Okay, Leaf.
So I'm gonna be the unpopular opinion on what's a high value or a top tier man. Unpopular opinion. Those top tier men are the men that 90% of the general population of women can't get if they want. These are the men who are overachievers. A lot of times, I think it has less to do with, because you can be a good man and not be what women would deem high value. Doesn't make you a less man. It's just like there are high value women as well. That I feel like the men who took the time, they worked on themselves, they built their careers before they went out and have 5, 6, 7 kids, they don't have baby moms, and they get to pick up the litter. So to me, like, a high value man could be a man who is handsome and tall, and sometimes you don't even have to be those things to be a high value man. It's the man who waited, who went, he built his empire, and then he waited to get the type of woman that he desired. Because there are a lot of men who have options of women, but they're not the tier of women that they would like. You get what you can get. Those high value men have 20 to 1 of the type of women that they desire, if that makes sense. So, and I think that every woman thinks that they deserve a high value man, but every woman's not going to get a high value man. There's not a lot of them. There are a lot of good men. When we talk about high value, I think of the ones who did everything right. The things that we sit in a room and we think about, we wish we had done right when we went to high school, when we went to college, the mistakes we made, the ones who didn't make those mistakes, the ones who chose greatness. To me, that's what high value men are.
But
and
everybody make mistakes.
So it's not even that they don't make mistakes. I'm saying the guys who got it right. You ever looked at?
But sometimes getting it right, your mistake can help you in the direction of getting it right. So sometimes a mistake
everyone makes mistakes for sure.
Yeah.
Well, like, okay, so for like a high value man for me, LeBron James. That's a man who dedicates his entire life to his craft. And he's high value because look at the husband he is. A lot of these men are not high value men. The husband he is, the athlete he is, the way he comes for his son, that's a high value man to me. A lot of these men are not, they're good men. You can find good men, but I just feel like the guys.
Devil's advocate. We don't know what type of husband he is.
We don't know what type of husband
he shows us.
But this does me, for me, a high value man is the man who got it right and then sat back and took his time. And like a lot of us won't, I've had guys that are good men, but they might not be high value men. Now looking back, like looking at those type of men and seeing the lives they live, whether it be, working on their health, their wellness, their wealth, picking good partners, waiting to have kids. To me, those are high value men that take care of themselves.
Got it right based on whose standard?
Or whoever the person is. So whatever you just said, whatever you think got it right is. It could be whatever she thinks got it right. Got it right is selective.
So that means everybody has the opportunity to be every man has the opportunity to be a high value man.
For sure.
Actually, every man is a high value man to somebody. Because somebody's okay.
I agree. I don't think there's a cookie cutter answer on what's a high value man. It's just, to me, a high value man is the person who got it right.
That's what that threw me off, because when you were saying got it right, it was like that waited, did the career, waited to have kids. So it's like, what is got it right? Because that might be right for this high value man, but somebody might have had kids early, took their time with school, still have the career they want, make the money they want, and they're not high value because they didn't wait to do it all, or you know what I'm saying? Like that's why, because it was kind of given like it was a standard based on like.
I just think high value men are the men who, because there are a lot of men that we know don't choose to be great. So I think that the men who choose to be great over being good, the ones who choose to manage their finances, the ones who choose to, because like we have a lot of rich people who aren't high value men. Finances are not what make you high value. There are rich men who are living very low vibrational lives. So it's the guys who actually prioritize not only just the finances, the creating stable families, the taking care of their health. To me, that's a high value man. And like a lot of women aren't going to get to, like every woman thinks they deserve that type of man, and these women don't even be high value women.
Well, if a high value man is selective to the person, then why don't they deserve that? Or they don't deserve this person, because like you say, everything is subjective to that person and what they want and how they see things. So, and if everybody has the potential to be a high value man or a high value woman, depending upon the opinion of the person that they're with, then
because people settle.
People settle. You just hit it on the head. Everybody is not going to have the opportunity to date a high value man. Every woman, first of all, the ratio of women to men is already off. Every
Ridiculous.
woman is off. So you have to think about it as a woman. The amount of bummy men out here, right? Let's just say if the man to woman ratio is 3-1. We're just gonna give it a low number, 3-1. 3 women to every 1 man. Every 1 man, and we know some of those men are bums, right? Mm-hmm. Some of them are gay. So the man ratio is lower now. So we do have a thing called high value men. When you have men who got it right, I don't mean got it right to shade anybody else who got it average or got it a little bit above average. But when I say got it right, I mean the top percentile of men, the top earners, the ones who are taking care of their bodies, the ones that the women want. High value men are the ones that all the women want, but a lot of them can't get. Everybody not gonna get one.
I think the men and women won't change as they get older and mature and later in life. The man that women want definitely change.
A lot of times it has to change because the man they want it probably ain't want them.
So that's like saying you're going to be a high value man for this in your 20s and 30s because that's what women are valuing. But then when they get later in life and you valuing something different, now what a high value man is going to change.
No, I think that dating is different for men and women. People don't want to admit that, but a woman, a lot of men think women's value depreciates with age. A lot of times men's value doesn't depreciate with age. So a 45-year-old man could go easily pick up a 20-year-old woman as long as his career and everything else is in order. Do you agree?
Right, because
his career don't even gotta be in order.
His career don't even have men age different than women. So women, we get wiser, we know we get smarter, but women are not looked at as more valuable for getting older. That's the difference between a high value man. He can be high value in his 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. A 20-year-old will still want him. A 25-year-old will still want him. 50s, a lot of times, there's some 25-year-olds that want you, but they probably want to sleep with you. That's the difference between high value men and women. A high value woman is based on her age and her appearance, because we're learning look at these men on these podcasts. Women, we think that success, we think that being smart, we think that all of these things are the things that men look for, and a lot of times they don't. Men, a lot of times, look for women that come to bring them some peace. That's it. Women are valued by the amount of peace they look at, how good you look next to me, and how much you turn me on, and do you keep your house clean. Men are based on finances, looks, appearance, and those things. So yes, a high value man is a man who's getting it right, because he has the pick of the litter on women. Women don't have that pick. They said men, what was the quote about how men pick and women pick? Because I can't really think. I wish I knew the quote off this. If we was going to talk about this, I wish I knew.
Men get who they want, women get who they can.
Who they can. Mm-hmm. And we want to say that that's not true, but a lot of times it is. Because every single woman, if they could have an athlete, they'd have one. If they could have a football player, they'd have one. If they could have a rich man, they'd have one. We can't all go get that. But if a man wants a 25-year-old, he can go get one. He wants a little model-looking girl. As long as his career is right, he can go get one. Am I right or am I wrong? That's the difference between a high-value man and a high-value woman. Men appreciates. Us women, we don't feel like we depreciate. Of course, I don't think that if I'm 35, I'm depreciating. But there's a group of men, if you put 30 men in a room, they're going to be like, girl, you depreciate a little bit compared to those 20-somethings over there. I'm never going to sit here and be delusional and say that, yes, because I'm smarter and wiser, that makes me the pick of the litter over a bunch of 20-year-old models. It does not. It doesn't make me any less of a good woman. But I understand that, yes, there is a difference.
You agree with that point?
Not exactly. But I mean, I guess if we going off the stereotypical, like, what's the value of a woman and the value of a man? Yeah, I just think that value is based on people.
Individuals.
Yeah, individuals. I mean, even the way Leisha's explaining it, like, what women value in men change from age range. So
that's true.
I mean, you calling a certain type of guy high value in your 20s. And then when you older, you value something different, so it's gonna change. Sure. So I mean, you know, what are we gonna do?
Well, here's my thing. I can't accept the fact that this is all individualistic based, because some men just attract way more women than the average man. You know, like she brought up LeBron James, or just different high value men. Like women give that value though, and that is typically based off of money or status, or you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So, but if we're generalizing, but we don't put that value on us. Women do. Do we buy it? But do we buy into it?
Hell yeah, we got to. If we want women, what else we gonna do? Like what else you gonna do?
I just feel like men can get women most of the time regardless. Do you all remember when we talked about this with a woman wanting a man so bad he was getting out of jail and she was sitting outside the jail waiting on him? He had nothing to his name. He was fine.
You can get a woman, but can you get the woman that you want? Like, and if you a certain type of guy, you want what you want, not what you feel like you can get. Like,
that goes into high value because most high value men, the woman that they want, they don't have to look too hard for. They can go get her. Because women value successful men. So the more successful you are, you're able to go get the woman you want, not the woman that you settle for. Hence, we see these athletes with these Caucasian women. A lot of time when they don't have anything, they can't pull those same women. But the women they want, when they get that money, they can go get them.
I think that's a different topic.
Damn, that's a whole nother, about to open up a whole nother can of worms.
I don't know why athletes going to get...
You see it.
Hold on. Do they go and get them or do they get got?
I think it's a little bit of both, but I think essentially that I think it's possibly some. I mean, that's what they're kind of taught to like. I don't want to say taught.
Who?
Grown
The athletes?
No, the women.
Oh,
like they look for that. Like it's not. I don't know why we acting like it's a foreign thing that they seek out athletes. White women seek out athletes or stars or.
it's just white women.
But why are
women?
they being chosen? Because black women are seeking out those guys too.
That's why.
So the ones that are being chosen.
That's not a. I don't think that's a question for. I think that's a self-reflection for black women.
No, I think that's a reflection for black men.
Why?
I feel like
that's because you all don't think that it's based on how this person makes me feel. So then you will have to self-reflect to see how are you making me feel that's undesirable, and you don't want to do that. So now it's about me instead of maybe y'all ain't never liked me all these years.
So
I
you
was
gonna
doing
base
whatever.
What 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 black women did off of a whole race? Off of a whole fucking race? Like, so you were
not
like,
gonna tell me this is every black
two black
athlete
girls,
story.
I'm not
two
saying,
African American women told you you was ugly. So now when you make it, you finna go get Becky. Because Becky made you feel seen and Alicia and Keisha didn't when you was in high school. Because you feel some type of way.
You can name everyone in the DMX song, and none of them look my direction, and then this one do, and now you mad at me because I'm looking back.
No, I'm just saying. No,
so what do you
just
expect?
You just said we conditioned to do that because based off of how you were treated. So basically, what you said was this person made me feel this type of way, so I went to this person. I went to this. One person, this race made me feel this way, so I decided that I'm going to do this.
You have to think about if you're rejected a whole lot, or however many times, and then you feel accepted. Where are you naturally going to flow towards? Where you feel accepted, right?
Can I put some 2 cents on this?
Yeah.
Because I've actually experienced this because I've dated athletes.
Okay.
And I dated an athlete for 2 years who was around my children, who was very present in my life, who kept me in this zone of, I'm not ready. I'm working on my career. You're great. You're this, you're that, you're amazing, you're a strong woman, you're this, you're that. And who do you think he's with now? Somebody look like Kim Kardashian. That had to do absolutely nothing but come to the table and be cute. She didn't have to jump through no hoops. She didn't have to prove she was loyal. She didn't have to prove that she was down for him, that she liked him. All she had to do was come through and be pretty. So, and I've gone through it personally. This is somebody, and because y'all will be in these comments talking about, oh, the black woman was probably mean, probably nasty. This is coming from somebody that when that career wasn't going well, that was calling me and asking me, hey, can you help me out with this? While I wait on this contract, can you help me out with this? Hey, they was spending all their time in my house when they have nothing to do on the weekends. Mm-hmm. And that person is currently in a relationship with a non-black woman that had to do nothing. The moment that she was ready, he was ready.
She got the bag or something?
I don't know if she got the bag or not. She ain't black. She ain't black. So I know from experience that a lot of times it's just preference. And I'm not slighted by it. That's the difference is. I'm not slighted because I always kind of had the hint that this person is a black person. Didn't really want to settle down with a black woman. I just couldn't put my finger on it. Like, you know when you know something's off? I knew something was off, but I couldn't figure out what it was. Mm-hmm. When in the beginning, when he told me I had made him a plate of food and he took it home, and his mom was excited when she saw the food because she knew a black woman had made it, and he wasn't usually bringing that kind of food home. So, yeah, I should have knew something was off there when I looked through your followers and you weren't following anybody that looked like me. But
So do you think? So he wasn't black, basically.
He was black.
No, I'm
Black is
saying
black.
his skin was black, but he didn't live a black life.
He lived a black life, but
Okay.
the image. So for me, the image that a lot of athletes have is what they've seen other athletes. All right,
No, sorry.
blueberry all over.
420 tomorrow, so.
He just lives a very athlete experience. They are shown, and a lot of the athletes they look up to. Can you imagine if you grew up looking at Kobe your whole life, and Kobe's not married to somebody that looked like you? Or you grew up looking at all of these different athletes who are in your realm, and the token of making it is being able to pull that type of woman and lock it down. So a lot of people will be like, oh, he didn't stay with the black woman because the black woman was nasty or mean. No, he just didn't stay because he didn't want to stay.
Punk, you making facial expressions. You
I already said my piece. So I just feel like it's not. I don't think it's always that case either. Like we don't, we have no way of knowing that. But I do think that we want to be treated a certain way, and I think a lot of times that we just not, and that is by women in our community. And it's not a slight. It's not like but I think we get used to like men being hard and thick skinned, and it's like, oh yeah, I could talk to my nigga however I want to, and it's like, nah, we get tired of that.
What it be is y'all think that those women don't be talking to y'all any kind of way until y'all sitting there and they tell you, shut the fuck up, Paul.
Yeah,
Shut the
she
fuck
gotta
up.
go too. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what goes on behind nobody's whatever.
Man, those
But
Puerto Rican, all of them. Every woman got a little spice. Oh, it's not just black women. Because I've seen a number of black men, Puerto Rican men being cussed out by their girls, and white women cussing out. Everybody, and I'm not saying that's okay, but there are docile, soft women in every community. And a lot of times in our community, it's not that we're not treating y'all right. It's not that we're not treating y'all right. There are some girls who treat men like shit, but a lot of times men want to be treated like a husband and be able to have their way until they're ready to settle down.
Preach.
That's what it is.
Where did this stereotype come from then? Because you saying this just came out of this came out of thin
That's what our granddaddies did. They just ain't have social media.
You know what I'm just saying? Saw that. They said
have
our
social
grandparents
media.
stayed together 40 years because social media wasn't around for you to find your granddaddy side chick.
Exactly.
Miss
Lucille
You
up
slide
the
in her
street.
DM. You could slide in her DM.
Miss Lucille up the street. Granddaddy was there 5 days out of the week.
He had a whole different family.
But he dropped that check off to grandma, make sure them bills was paid. And grandma she took care of the kids and did them.
He had a whole different family across town.
Rolling
Nah,
Stone.
some of them kids wasn't his.
And them
Which
women.
one with the other women?
Nah, with grandma. Y'all just be making it like men be doing the worst. And
Nobody ever said that. We were talking about men. We never said black women don't cheat.
Women did, first of all,
we just saying.
40, 50 years ago, women didn't even have all the rights to be able to leave these men back then.
I ain't say nothing about
They
leaving
didn't even have,
nobody.
they weren't even able to leave if they wanted to. Not you, just period. Alongside with what she said.
Punk about relationships staying together. He's about people to leave.
You say stay together?
I'm saying I ain't say nobody was leaving, but they was having kids with people that wasn't their husbands. We could act like it wasn't going on, but it was 60 years ago, 70 years ago. The same stuff was going on.
I feel like a lot of families got a lot of swept under the rug secrets too.
Absolutely, and they all ain't granddaddy, so acting like he was out doing whatever he was doing and grandma wasn't doing whatever she was doing is
Grandma was doing what she was doing, granddaddy was doing what she was doing because what he was doing. That's
whoever is
Grandma
the reason
started.
all that shit been going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the granddaddy had 2 houses, and grandma ain't even know, or she knew and she kept her mouth closed because she didn't have the rights to even leave if she wanted to. It's different. Grandma couldn't slide in your DMs.
Can now.
She can now. Grandma go and pop the balloon if she wanted to.
If she want to, shit. Grandma gotta have life too. Hey, so oh damn, what was I about to ask? Okay, so do you think? All right, think about our childhood or y'all childhood. At least you a little bit younger than us, but think about your childhood and think about just.
Right.
Huh? What'd you say? What'd you say?
They said quit clocking 18 on their age. They ain't asked for all that. You ain't get to say all that.
Y'all see these grades, all right? Let's go. Anyways, think about when y'all was younger, y'all generation coming up, early preteen, teenage years, right? Think about what you was doing, and think about your kids, all right? Who gonna be like more? I don't want to say more lit, but do you feel like the new generation is gonna get into more? I don't want to say trouble, but you think they gonna be more lit or less lit than we was? Like,
following this generation that's right now?
Yeah.
I hope less lit.
Preteens and teens.
I think that this generation actually has it so much better than us because they have such bigger opportunities at younger ages. Whereas if they want to be a streamer at 14, 15, they have a literally whole world at their hands. A lot of these teenagers are more informed than us. So we're seeing, like I just read an article where we're seeing that the millennials, I mean not the millennials, Gen Z is eating way less fast food. They're not eating McDonald's. They're not eating the unhealthy stuff we grew up eating. They're not drinking. They said liquor sales are down by like hundreds of %. So I think that honestly, they are entrepreneurial, very young. Like, they're coming into the game ready to start businesses at 21. They're ready to be content creators. So, honestly, I think that we were more lit, but we were partying and wasting time. Our generation was partying and wasting time, and their generations, their lit is getting on the stream with all their friends and making money. Their lit is making TikToks and making money or learning stuff. They have everything at their hands that we didn't really have, you know, at our fingertips, and that we did have opportunities to make money, but it was like, go to school, get a job. They have social media. We didn't have that. So I think that they're more lit than us.
But is social media, is that going to be like trying to do a sport? Isn't it like trying to do a sport? Like, what's the percentage of people that stream that make millions of dollars? Or, you know, like life-changing money? Because to me, that's like people trying to be, a person trying to be an athlete, and you know, like only 5% of them make it to the NBA.
Or
like,
artists.
what's the percentage of all of this? All of the youth are like, because my
Everybody
7-year-old
wanna be a
is like, I want to be a streamer.
My
like,
6-year-old said,
bro, what you gonna do? And he got ideas, and I like them. But you know, you need to have other ideas too, because what you really gonna stream, and everybody ain't gonna make it doing it. Just like playing a sport, so they still gotta. They gonna have to have other dreams and things to look towards, you know, and be able to take advantage of the opportunities that's gonna come. Like, I feel like I don't want to say it like that. It come off harsh, but we lazy.
Who?
Like the the generation right now is like entitled and like. I almost feel like they shouldn't have to work, do chores, do this. It's like always they got something to say back. It's like, this shit is life skills. This is stuff you need to know for when you an adult. Like, you just think you gonna blink one day and know how to wash dishes? No. You think when you buy a house you just gonna know how to cut the grass? No. Like, it don't work like that, you know. But they think I shouldn't have to do nothing.
You don't think they have an advantage though with like how we didn't have the resources? So right now, if I wanted to start a podcast, I can get on TikTok and find a list of all the equipment, how to put it together, how to get started. If I wanted to learn how to change a tire, change oil, everything it is that I want to learn to do is, we got Chat GPT, we got everything that they can literally go get college level information for free. We didn't have that. We didn't have a source where you can go teach me how to braid hair, and there's 30 different videos that comes up that'll show you exactly how to do whatever craft you want to do without actually going to get in a trade.
To me, that's like, what's different than saying we got all the information in the world in books and people don't read. Just because it's out there don't mean that they all gonna go and actually get the information to look this stuff up. To, you know, like, they still gotta actually want to do it.
That's true.
And it's like,
but
you know,
I'm definitely seeing more entrepreneurs that are very young.
Oh yeah, that's like, for real. You see them talk about having their own businesses, but you don't really hear about them talking about having jobs and working. And I know it's like, oh, start your own business, but that's not gonna be the way for everybody. It can't be, because the world ain't gonna keep circulating right if nobody got workers. And there's nothing wrong with actually working a job. If you know what I'm saying? Everybody is not going to be a business owner. But being lazy, you can't do none of them. Feeling like you don't want to work until a certain time, or you want to just make this type of money. And a lot of the youth are like searching for this status thing of, oh, I wear this type of design, I got this, and you ain't even got a job to make the money to support the type of fashion you want to have.
Let me ask this, like how you were saying they have like basically the world at their fingertips, right? Could that possibly hinder them, like believing that, like, having things just so easy and accessible to you, like never really having to really work to get through things or solve certain problems?
They
like,
have no problem solving skills.
Do they have any social skills? Do they know how to, you know, in real life interact. Yes, you can go on stream and be a certain way on camera, but you see a lot of these streamers awkward as hell in real life. Like, do you really know how to socialize in real life? Like, yes, eventually we all will be plugged into the thing called the internet, but for now that we are in this like this human form, like you still have to interact with people and learn certain social skills and learn how to grind and get it out the mud, you know. So do you think it could possibly be a hindrance having the world at your fingertips so easily accessible, or you think it's all positive?
It goes into what Punk said, just about the kids being entitled, because if they have it at their fingertips, they don't know what it's like to work for something. It's just like, oh, it was easy for them, so they feel like, oh, this came easy, so everything else will come easy. So then when things get hard, it's like I feel like maybe they'll easily just give up and go on to the next thing that's easy for the moment. There's no life skill behind like the entitlement of anything that's going on right now, because they have all the accessibilities for everything.
Mm-hmm. My 6-year-old was like, I don't want to be a nurse no more. I want to be a streamer. And I'm like, no, like you can do both.
You're gonna be a nurse, a streaming nurse.
You can do both. You can do. We're not doing like do both. Like, because a streamer, you don't know where that's gonna go, but get you some real skills to help real people out here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I thought that was just like an interesting thing.
I think that they are missing out on the fun we had, though.
Right.
I think that's what
I really
the
wanted to
internet.
Y'all got all intellectual.
The internet is taking away the fun. So we back in, when we were younger, we were out till the street lights came on.
Outside.
We were playing in the fire hydrant. We were going to the candy store and getting chips and juices, and we were playing with our friends. There was no phones. If you wanted to talk to your friend, you had to walk over to their house. Or if you had a phone, you had minutes. So you could even sit on the phone with your friend. You had to go literally to your friend's house and see them. And I think that a lot of these kids don't have the experience and the interactions of being social. I think these kids don't have a lot of them are not social. They're not getting out. They're not getting sunlight. They're sitting in the house. They want to be on the iPads and stuff for 10, 12 hours a day. And I think that's what they're missing. Because we had genuine fun when there was no social media. Like, if you were popular when you were that girl. When there was no social media and everybody knew you, or like we only had tagged in MySpace back then, and you were that girl back then, or you were that guy back then, you knew you was them because social media wasn't even that big.
We had Black Planet.
A Black Planet. See, it was MySpace for us.
Yeah, MySpace came along, but Black Planet was.
I went there for the Black Planet wave.
Like, these kids don't even know how to be bored.
They don't.
They don't even know how
If the iPad died and my son is like, I'm bored, what am I supposed to do? And I'm like, do something, play, jump around, go in there and make up a dance. That's what we used to choreograph dances. Go make up a dance.
Go build a fort or something.
Yes.
Go do something. They don't try to figure stuff out. It's like, hey, Dad, I don't know where. Did you think about it? Did you try to figure it out? Did you even? It's like, no, I just came to ask you.
But
go figure it out.
Things that they interested in, like my daughter. Well, she's super young. She's 6, about to be 7. But like, just like trying to we playing the game together, and it's like, no, we have to beat this level. We're not gonna go put a different game in because we can't. Like, you gotta work to try to beat something that's difficult. You can't just jump to the next thing.
Everything easy.
Difficult.
They want everything easy.
And y'all know when we went to the club, it was lit. People were sweating, shirts up in their mouth. People were slow dancing. They were dancing.
Blue jean stains on the white t-shirt.
People were on the floor on their head dancing.
Stretched out on your back.
The club was a completely different experience. Sweaty till somebody make the party stink.
Yep. And here's the thing, it's like
half your shirt on your shoulder.
They don't even dance in the club, y'all. They showed a video. It was at, I think, a Chris Brown event where like everybody, when they panned the camera around, everybody had their phone up like this. The DJ was playing, and you had 1 or 2 people that are like doing like this, but the whole crowd is just phones up, texting or making videos. People are not enjoying the scenery no more.
Living in real life.
People are not living in real life anymore. We're not eating our food. When we was young, we wasn't going to TGI Friday to take a picture of our food.
Absolutely.
That food is gone. You can't even sit down and eat without everybody at the table pulling out their phone.
True.
And just to go back to why they ain't gonna be as lit as us, they ain't gonna party as hard as we did. Like, we was 12, 13 clubbing already, going to the ring. I remember my mama came in there one time. She like, this what y'all been doing up in here? Like, yes, we've been in here being grown with our clothes on. We've been in here being grown with our clothes on. So it's just that social part that just you can't duplicate that. Like, you can't duplicate, hanging on the porch and, hanging on the block and playing basketball in the alley on the crate. Like, it's just certain things.
Block parties.
Yeah, block
they don't do block parties no more.
Like,
if they do, they be boring as hell.
There don't be no block parties. There's no community.
Kids be outside on their tablets.
Yeah, so it's just different. It's a different time for sure.
That's because the adults don't get along either, for real.
what?
And everybody don't want people saying stuff. It's no village
Hey,
no more.
it's not. The adults don't get along
The
for real.
village
You
is
can't
when I
tell
see
my
your
kids
bad-ass
shit. I
kids
can't
being
tell your
bad.
kids shit. Like,
Yeah, I see your
everybody-
kids being bad. You get mad because I said something to them. So it's messed up. The kids don't even know how to make friends.
They don't.
They don't know how to make friends, but online friends.
That's where we headed now.
Well, online friends. That's
it.
sad.
That's it. That's where we headed.
That's really
Ain't gonna
sad.
be no more road trips to go kick it and party. You ain't got nobody to ride with because you ain't even got
Yeah, no
friends.
friends. All
They
your
just
friends
gonna stream
online.
it. They all gonna be. And
They gonna all be
streaming
streaming each other driving in separate cars.
And individual tents and shit. Talking about they camping together. Like,
And do y'all think? Oh, this is like a kind of a side question. Do you guys think that the kids watching streamers is changing their personalities? Because I noticed my kid, who's very from Chicago, is saying words and speaking in accents and stuff that I know he didn't learn in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So these kids are not even developing the, like how if anybody met any of us, we from Chicago. Right. These kids don't even talk like they from their hometowns because they are so exposed to so much different, literature, verbiage, and they picking up everybody else. My son be saying stuff. He be saying some stuff, and I be like, "What are you talking about?" Skitterbee, and I'm like, "What the hell is Skitterbee?"
Nothing's regional no more.
Nothing is regional.
It's all the internet has just made it one just melting.
Everybody's gonna sound the same in
culture.
10 years.
Yeah, it's just this melting pot of culture. All right, episode 100. We did it. Right, dope. Any last words? Anybody want to promote anything? Say anything? Nope.
No.
appreciate y'all for rocking with us. 100 episode.
Shout out to 100 episode.
We lit. We gonna
That's
keep
what's
rocking
fun.
too.
We keep it rocking. We bike. Yeah. Oh. We bike, baby. Oh, you about to get a fine. She about to get a
Stop
fine.
I was just
Them
doing
gunshots, you about to get a fine like Ja Morant. You want to do your Ja Morant topic before we go?
Oh, we can. Y'all want to do that?
Yeah, why not?
We can talk about that. You want to leave that off?
Oh, Ja Morant fined for gun signaling after his gun signaling celebration, so he changed it to a grenade celebration. Felicia, hit it off. What you think? What you think about Ja Morant? What you think about him?
I think he's a kid. I also think, he's not a kid, he's a grown man. But at the same time,
He a kid at heart.
He a kid at
I like
heart.
that about him.
And I don't think he don't really intend on shooting nobody. We have other athletes who are making these same gun signals and stuff. Nobody's finding them for it. Now, what I don't understand is it's giving the ATL when they told Lauren London, you got a Picasso in your hallway. I don't understand the obsession of being out of the hood. Now, from my understanding, he didn't come from the hood, but wanting to be hood. I don't understand. But I think what a lot of people also forget is that hood culture.
Hold on, you really don't understand that?
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I think that people forget that hood culture and basketball culture go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So, of course, even if he isn't necessarily directly from the hood, he's around hood culture all the time. And it's no different than him and Jello. Y'all been saying they've been talking about Jello, too.
What is it about?
Jello, he was up there at Rolling Loud or whatever he just performed at, and he had a real ghetto gangster performance. And people are like, you are from California.
Chino Hills,
You from
is it?
Chino
Nikki
Hills.
Baby Daddy.
Who?
Nikki Baby?
Yeah.
Baby Daddy.
They saying that he's putting on this, very hood facade, and they don't understand athletes' obsession with wanting to be from the hood when they're not. I think Ja Morant is having fun, and let him have fun, and he hasn't shot nobody. First of all, people stop associating guns with strictly the hood. White people carry guns, country people carry guns, athletes carry guns. Just because he got a gun don't even mean he trying to be from the hood. And he want to do his little gun signal, let him do it. Maybe he want, people got the right to carry. That's all I'm gonna say. And I like the little grenade. I think it's funny. I think it was like a slap in the face of the NBA.
I like the
That
grenade.
shit was
The grenade?
I smiled. I was like, oh shit.
Hope he do it every time.
What, the grenade? What you say he said?
He said if they find him for it or ban it, he got another one. He got more in the tuck for
He
him.
said he coming out with the AK-47. I got the machete. What y'all need? What y'all need? So I think it's fun. It makes the game more fun to watch, to see them have all of their different little celebrations.
Love it. Let me get my quick little take. So he like, y'all don't want me to be the face of the league, so I'm gonna do some things that, because they really haven't been showing Ja Morant clips, highlights, like. So he like, all right, y'all don't want to show my highlights. I know y'all gonna show this, and they falling for it. They show they bringing attention to it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if they didn't like fine him or whatever they did, that it wouldn't even get that much attention. Honestly,
he's a bad boy in the league for sure.
And I don't think he the bad boy.
He's not the bad boy, but they're painting him as bad.
Right. I think he's just out there having fun. Like when people play basketball, they have celebrations. People do they
get too much money to even care about the fines?
It's tied into the stuff that he got in trouble for, though.
What did he get in trouble for? He shouldn't have got in trouble for that. It's other NBA players that had pictures with guns and whatever else, and nothing came behind it. Like it's just about who the person is. So
Allen Iverson was giving the NBA hell for years. Yeah. He was the face of the league for a while. So.
They was stricter back then too.
Yeah, he shouldn't have.
Did they make him? They made him sit out like.
They
make John sit out like half a season for that.
He sat out some games.
He sat out a lot of games. It wasn't a little bit of games. He sat out quite a few games. It wasn't a little bit.
I think it was 25 games.
That's a lot of games to sit out in a season.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And then this might be a little controversial, but how are we making Ja Morant sit out for 25 games? How are we making him get fined $75,000? But we have NBA players who got caught up in scandals with little 14-year-old girls.
Ooh.
And that person plays for the Bulls right now.
Oh.
Josh Giddey. And he didn't take any time out of the games. That little girl posted him on her social media.
Do we know this? You know the specifics of that post?
There was a little girl who posted him. He was topless. I don't know if they were like topless in the room. I can't remember what the video was, but it was a very inappropriate video. It looked like they had just got done doing the do. Mm-hmm. And she posted it on her social media, and it came out that the girl was only like 14.
But how old was he?
He was grown. This was like 2 years ago or last year. And they talked about it, and then it went away. Nothing happened. So if we're
supposedly he's still a virgin.
Who? Josh Giddey? Well, maybe he didn't sleep with her. But why y'all in there with y'all shirts off and stuff? What y'all doing? So I'm just saying we can't just be selective.
What country he from?
I don't know. But I know he played for the Bulls.
Australia. He's up from Australia.
Wherever he from, maybe that rule's different over there. He probably brought it to the United States.
But he here now.
He here.
Whatever the rules are over there with the kangaroos don't got nothing to do with here.
Yeah, so we can't be selectively outraged.
You ain't just say that.
I feel like what I'm saying is like if the age of consent in Australia is 12, 13, that's not the age of consent here.
Well, we don't know what it is. Let me Google.
I don't know what it is.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Like,
I just feel like they are definitely giving Ja Morant too much of a hard time.
To be pedophiles, regardless of where they come from.
What'd you look up? Age of consent in Australia?
Yeah, some parts is 16.
Or 17. The girl was like 14 or 15. She was young. And nothing happened, so I don't know. I just feel like the NBA.
This is all allegedly. Allegedly.
We don't want to get sued.
Allegedly. Don't listen to us. We just talking.
And I feel like between Ja Morant and Miles Bridges, they made examples out of them.
Miles Bridges.
Remember
the one that supposedly slapped the girl.
He supposed to beat up his girlfriend, and then they kicked him out the league for a while, wanted to let him back. You know, he was back this season.
Yeah.
So they making examples because a lot of these athletes be doing messed up stuff, and they PR cover it up. Allegedly, because we don't want to get sued by the NBA.
Allegedly. There goes our Bull sponsorship right out the door.
I need to shut up because I work there. Y'all heard me? I work at the United States. I need to be the first one to shut up.
All right, episode 100. They already said they don't get no final words, so.
We already said.
We said our final words. Bye, y'all.
Well, we did a sports. I like that little sports topic, though. I like that.
You got to add that in. Yeah, add you a weekly sports topic.
Yeah.
Find you one little thing that's going viral in the sports world. That's dope. And y'all guys.
The Bulls losing by 20 in the play-in game.
That pisses me off.
Yeah, they did. They pump factors. Bulls definitely pump factors. Act like
they always do.
They ain't gonna do nothing.
Y'all gonna stay loyal to them Bulls.
Yeah, because we the most loyal. Anyway, episode 100.
Episode 100.
Shout out to episode 100. Woo! All right, y'all. It's been real.